Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. It's wonderful to have you here with me. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and if you'd like to learn more about my live online Reiki certification classes, if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, or if you'd like to shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's also linked in the description. For those of you that are new here, welcome. You can go ahead and click the live chat button. And feel free to introduce yourself and make any requests for your personal well-being or healing. We're going to get things started off with a beautiful crystal grid built to all of your requests. And then after all of that, we're going to transition into the healing where I will send crystal and Reiki healing to you wherever you are and whenever you happen to be watching this video. If you are watching this not live but as a pre-recorded video, if you want to skip ahead to just the healing portion, you can start your journey at about the 1 hour 15-minute mark, somewhere around there, or where you see the lights begin to shift. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back and thank you so much for the ongoing support. Let's go ahead in and start building that beautiful crystal grid. Woohoo! Okay, let me just adjust the camera. Still getting used to the setup in the new apartment. Thank you for bearing with me. Awesome. So as usual, we are starting things off with this copper spiral. Copper helps to break up energy blockages and get the optimal flow of energy going, and the spiral is sacred to healers. So let's say hello to everybody and get the crystal grid going. It's good to see you, Chris. Morgan, good to see you. T. Mick, welcome. T. Mick, we've seen you before. Yeah, hello. It may just be coming up with a slightly different name or image for you. Grace, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. Violet Integration, good to see you. Patty and or Key, we'll see. Definitely Patty, maybe Key. Either way, lots of love. And awesome. So let's go ahead and start putting some crystals in here. You will maybe hear the kitty cat babies wandering around. They're loving the new apartment and the way that we have playtime set up. So don't be surprised if they start begging for for playtimes. So let's see what requests we have for everyone. Violet Integration, intention for heart healing, boost in finances, clarity on a big decision that you need to make. Absolutely. So let's get started with heart healing. And for anyone that's new, you can request specific crystals or have me pick them out for you. Totally up to you. Boost in finances, absolutely. I'll throw my hat in that one too, and probably all the rest of us too. Clarity on a big decision. Let's see. Let's do there we go, 2 for that. So let's start with some rhodonite. This is a great stone for healing a broken heart. Often thought of as a breakup or divorce stone, but it's so much more than that. Any kind of heartbreak, absolutely including things like grieving someone's passing, anything like that. Rhodonite's also helpful at working on any kind of insecurities, and for anyone who's healing the past pain of emotional abuse, this can be a really helpful stone too. Also wonderful for allergies, autoimmune stuff, as well as asthma and the lungs in general. I work with it a lot for those reasons, for sure. So that is rhodonite. Okay. It's always hard to lay the first couple of stones all in order, and then it just kind of builds from there. For financial abundance, we will bring in citrine, our favorite financial abundance crystal. This helps with financial gain as well as bringing in any kind of basic resources you need, like roof over your head, things like that. Citrine is also helpful for addictions and compulsions, as well as making good financial decisions. Helps with nausea, fibromyalgia, and balancing logic with intuition. So hopefully that'll also support clarity in your decision making. And so we'll bring these around. And for a little bit more focus on clarity around a big decision, the first one I'm going to bring in is Celestite. This definitely helps with clarity specifically, and with discernment. So discerning like what's a feeling, what's intuition, what's your logic, like figuring all that out. Also helps with opening up your ability to best connect with your angels and your spirit guides as well. Also really helpful for all manner of physical pain. It just kind of changes how we relate to our body a little bit, so it changes our experience of pain. It's not so much like a pain reliever, but it gets you into a spiritual space where you're less impacted by it in a sense. And additionally, I'm bringing in some bumblebee jasper. We've been working with this one a lot lately. One of the things that this stone does really, really well is mental focus, but also a lot of clarity, like mental clarity, and aids in decision making. Also wonderful for manifesting and for balancing yin and yang in the body, as is rhodonite actually. This is also a stone of positivity, confidence, motivation. This is a stone that helps you feel like you have the energy and the desire to like get up, get moving, and get stuff done. So that's bumblebee jasper. As always, I like to remind you that this has a large amount of sulfur as well as arsenic, so definitely be careful with it. No direct infusions. I don't ever do direct water infusions, but definitely not with that one. All the best to you, and I hope that that helps. Thank you for being here. Jennifer Vatsa, wonderful to see you. Let's see. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Jen. So I have a crystal shop on my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com. Jen, close friend, and I've taught her Reiki, former neighbor too, just moved. Definitely check out her shop too. Go ahead and Google Belladonna Botanicals, or Belladonna's Botanicals rather. She's also got her own YouTube. Definitely check it out. But yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry that happened. I'll send lots of love to things getting straightened out ASAP. Here's hoping that it goes quick. Last time I got a postcard from Amazon, it was there in like 2 days. So I hope it's the same for you. But lots and lots of love to you. Okay, T, you were here before. Okay. I was like, it seems familiar, but I can't place it. But welcome back. I'm glad you're back. Okay, so let's see. But I'm so sorry to hear that, Jen. We will definitely bring in some more financial abundance and calling in customer stones for you. Oh my goodness. Grace, I'm so sorry to hear that. We will definitely send lots of love to your sister. So, healing intention is for your mind, heart healing, and love. Sister, who I've seen before, is in the hospital with malaria. Okay, let me look up and see if there's a specific stone or stones that are recommended for that. Let me see. Oh, why, yes, they are. I am using a book that I seldom use with us here, but it is a beauty one. Let's go ahead. Love is in the Earth by Melody. I don't know if it's back in print. Let's see what she recommends here. Bear with me as I look through this. This is definitely the first time I've been asked for help with this. Nope. Okay, one more that I might have. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those stones. They're really obscure. Let me try one more place. Okay. No, I'm not seeing any specific stones for malaria. I will continue my research. There absolutely are. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull out some moss agate. Moss agate is really helpful. It's actually revered in Chinese medicine. It's thought to help anything that's spreading through the body quickly, or as they would say in Chinese medicine, has wind. That's when something that's in the body that shouldn't be in the body and it's spreading really quickly. So like whether it's a virus, whether it's a bacteria, anything that's spreading quickly and taking root. This also helps with just balancing the body in general. It's wonderful for connection to nature as well as psychological parts work, like inner self work or inner child work, higher self work, that kind of stuff. Also really helpful for unconditional love and the heart center, as well as connection to spirit. So we'll bring this in. So all the best to you. Keep us posted on your sister. Heart healing, we've got there. Let's see what else we can do with heart healing. For heart healing, we can add to the rhodonite with some green onyx. Green onyx is wonderful for grief and sadness. All onyx is great for grief, but especially this one, deep sadness, also great for making decisions in alignment with our highest good. So it'll also help violet integration. This is a stone that can even help really deep sadness, like emotional shutdown, and moving forward despite any kind of emotional pain, like when you have to move forward even though you don't want to. But overall, it's just a great stone to work with for any amount of sadness and heart healing. It can be really supportive and illuminating at the same time. And I see a Hattie cat coming on over. Hey, Hattie. And let's go ahead and straighten up this grid. Let's pick a tarot card to help us do that well. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles from the Philly Tarot is what popped into my hand. King of Pentacles is all about making good financial decisions. And in the Philly Tarot, it is the Prince of Bel-Air himself, Will Smith, holding a subway token. So let's go ahead and straighten this out. You want to come up, little one? There we go. That's more balanced. Wonderful. Awesome. And for your mind, let's do rutilated quartz. Rutilated quartz, if you look closely, try to get a good close-up without glare, you'll notice that this clear quartz has something in it, and those are rutils. Those are thought to focus the energy to where it's best needed. It's wonderful for mental focus. It's also good for any time there's healing and you want the treatments to go to where in the body they would be most helpful. So it's been considered a beautiful gift to anyone that's going through cancer treatments for that reason, but can also be helpful not only for the mind, but also for your sister. So lots of love to you and your family, Grace. Keep me posted. And oh, you're in a Zoom grief meeting. Well, lots of love to you and your meeting and everything. Joanna, I hope you're doing well. Gail, I hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Hasn't been very long, has it? But it is still good to see you again. Morgan, help with focusing and finishing up your certification. Also excited and nervous about your boyfriend moving in next month. Congratulations. Help with nurturing for yourself first and then others. Absolutely. So definitely some Amazonite. And okay. So let's start with your certification and getting that all buttoned up. Let's bring in some tiger eye. This can be a really helpful stone for study and research. And it's also wonderful for protection. Spiritual protection, physical protection, especially linked with protection against things like envy and jealousy. But it also helps to bolster strength and courage, and it brings a lot of balance. This is a good stone for the solar plexus as well, and that's definitely a center where your sense of self is kind of centered. So that will help with the intention around nurturing yourself first before others. That'll help with that. Also really helpful for big picture thinking and even things like entrepreneurship, but definitely things like certifications. It's a wonderful stone for study and meeting goals and things like that. So that is tiger eye. We'll go ahead and put this around. For the next stone, I'm bringing in Amazonite. One of the things that Amazonite does exceptionally well is it helps those of us who are natural kind of caretakers of others to be reminded to take care of ourselves. It reminds us that we deserve the same caliber of care and support that we would show others, and it helps us to keep a good sense of balance in terms of what we put out and what we take in. It can be really helpful for people like nurses or anyone like that. Also helpful for luck in general, as well as calming, and it's great for the spine and spinal nerves. So any issues there, this can be a very helpful stone. So that's Amazonite. Amazonite can also come in a darker version than you see here with white stripes in it. So if you do see it out and about, it can look considerably different. And for the move, the stone that came out kind of intuitively was picture jasper. This one helps with seeing big picture and new ventures and adventures, like the new adventure of living together. It also helps with removal of like illumination and removal of hidden fears. Helps with things like usually big moves, like moves abroad, places where you'll be encountering new cultures, new languages, but it definitely still helps with envisioning positive potential in the future however small or big that is. But yeah, great for just like visualizing something good and new. On the physical level, this can be helpful for the kidneys. So this is Picture Jasper. Picture Jasper also goes as Desert Jasper. So lots of love to you, Morgan. Keep us posted. Lila Ray, Catherine Deal. Lots of love to both of you. Brooke, welcome in. Welcome in. You're in good company. Seriously, the most important and just incredible thing about this group is everyone but me that has like sprung up. This is an amazing group of people. Thank you all for being here. So yeah, we will absolutely, I will get to everybody's requests. I'm just starting at the top and working my way down. So let's go ahead, and next would be Chris. Let's bring in some of your requests. Rose quartz, carnelian, moonstone. Herkimer sapphire iolite. Garnet green aventurine. Okay, let's start there. So aventurine is a stone that can really help us to see ourselves for all that we are. If you tend to think down on yourself, if you tend to sell yourself short, if you've done a lot of self-growth over the last few years, but you haven't really changed the way you see yourself, green aventurine is absolutely for you. It also helps with heart rhythms, allergies, eye problems, fertility, and anytime you have the attitude of like, I could never do that, I could never do that. Oftentimes I'll have folks that I work with who are starting their own business or something, like because I teach Reiki, and they're like, oh, I could never do that online stuff. I could never do that. And I'm like, well, work with some aventurine. Maybe you can. Garnet is helpful for courage, practicality, finding balance, strength, groundedness, creativity, and organization. If you want to look at the way that like all the things that you normally do and you're thinking, how can I do it better, quicker, leaving more time for myself? How can I get all of this done without feeling so exhausted at the end? Is there a different approach I can take? Or if you're starting a new job, position, business, this is a stone to help you find the more practical ways to get things done. Definitely helps break up the cobwebs. And carnelian is a great stone of relationships. This will also help Morgan. We've got, this is the stone that is most connected with the sacral chakra. That's the center of relationships, just beneath the navel. And it's all relationships with people, the world around you, your society, community, but especially your romantic connections, romantic partners. Also fertility, sexuality, sexual function, as well as attracting romantic love and a twin flame, as well as kind of breaking up apathy and laziness too. This one kind of like reignites your passions a little bit. So that is carnelian. And it's this beautiful orange. Carnelian looks like this when it's polished. When it is raw and unpolished, let me show you what it looks like. They are formed more or less like in what's called nodes or nodules, I see them usually referred to, and they look like this. They just look like kind of orangey rock, and you think, that's kind of strange. Then they break open or they're polished, and you see this beautiful fiery orange inside. So this is a rough stone. And then after this, they would, generally sand it down in a tumbler to make them something like this. These are hand carved scarabs, but yeah, it's when you see them raw, they look like this. You would never know what's inside. Fascinating, right? Okay, next is moonstone. If you're doing any kind of lunar magic, like full moon, new moon kind of cycle stuff, if you are connecting to old spiritual practices, wise woman traditions, any kind of sacred knowledge, anything having to do with protection of women, superb stone. Also really helpful for intuition, learning the truth about things, attracting love for sure, and connection with the divine feminine. Also releasing patterns, things that we do that kind of get in our own way. And there's a lot of ways that moonstone can look. Moonstone is very related to labradorite, like geologically speaking. So that is moonstone. Next is iolite. This one helps the third eye. It helps with our clairvoyance, our spiritual sight. If you're doing things like visionary meditation or shamanic journeying, this is very much aligned with that. Also helps with disturbances in your sleep, especially if they're related to intuition, and helpful for things like managing money. It's often linked with being helpful for fever and often used for weight loss. So if that's an intention you have, iolite's a good choice too. Next is Herkimer diamond, which is a type of clear quartz. Double terminated, meaning double points. These were formed in the earth in the Herkimer, New York region of the US, and they're exceptional for manifesting and for connection to spirit, like sending up an intuitive message and request and then hearing kind of a response and helping to balance that. Also helps to balance energy that just maybe feels a little bit discordant. Almost like when the energy feels like it's like two notes that don't belong together. This is a great stone. Helps with relaxation, being in the present moment, and it's also thought to balance metabolism. So let's go ahead and bring this in. Yeah, let's bring these back. And next we will bring in some beautiful sapphire. This is a very high vibrational stone that helps with channeling and mediumship, as well as connection to your angels and spirit guides. Very connected with the third eye and the crown. Also helpful, thought to be helpful on the physical level for thyroid, eyes, and ears, as well as it's thought to be really helpful for folks with dementia, as well as the caregivers and family members and those who cherish those folks. Wonderful for envisioning positive outcomes when everything is kind of up in the air and shifting, to kind of keep things positive. And it's also really connected with the concept of like quick justice, like speedy justice. So let's go ahead and some rose quartz, beautiful stone for the heart center. This helps expand our heart chakra and the love that we can hold. It's very high vibrational, and it really can help kind of recalibrate our, what could be kind of like a really either slow heart center, or if you feel like you've just been overburdened for a while, this is a stone that you can spend time with, and it reminds you that you are worthy of love, you are love, you can share love, and that you can let go of pain, like emotional pain that you hold in your heart. So we will bring in rose quartz. We'll put it under our iolite. And I will come back for the rest of your requests, as always. Thank you for being here, Chris. I hope you are having fun. Are you still on the mountain, or are you back yet? You are so welcome, Morgan. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so Jennifer, intentions, love, and then the increased business. So let's do, for love, we've got a couple of good love stones, but let's also bring in, and let's see, did you request specific stones? Nope. Okay, so let's see what we can bring in. Definitely cinnabar. Agree with that. Cinnabar, malachite, manifestation quartz. Let's also bring in some red tiger eye and yeah, let's start there. So cinnabar is so much fun to talk about. So cinnabar is, you can see these beautiful red specimens here, like just sort of sitting on top. Cinnabar is actually mercury. Yeah, so it's toxic. Definitely be careful with it. Usually if you purchase it, especially if you want it sent to you, because you can't ship mercury legally. You can't send it through the U.S. Postal Service. This is what you'll find. It's like, this is mostly quartz, but these little red dots are just little hints of cinnabar. Humans have used mercury for thousands of years. We still use it in lots of stuff, including dental amalgam. Yes, we put it in our mouths. We won't put it in the mail. I know it's a little wild, but that's how it is. One of the things that this is thought to be helpful for is calling customers into a business. So cinnabar, we will bring in. Let's put this here. Manifestation quartz is exactly what it sounds like. It helps with manifestation, calling in abundance, calling in whatever it is you're calling in. The difference between it and a standard like quartz is, first of all, this is a carved point, but if you look inside, you see that shadow, it looks like a hologram. That is it kind of follows the same shape as the crystal, so that's a manifestation quartz. So it definitely empowers manifestation in a big way. So there we go. Malachite. Malachite does quite a bit of lovely things. This is helpful for pain and inflammation as well as arthritis. Wonderful too for letting go of the past, and I definitely did see a couple of requests. I think Gail was letting go for letting go of the past was Brooke. This can definitely help with letting go of the past. This is a stone that helps you to process really difficult emotions so that you can put them to rest. It helps you through that difficult process so that you don't kind of get stuck and kind of wallowing. It kind of prevents that. Also great for depression, anxiety. Of course, nothing I do here replaces a regular treatment for anything else. Everything's a complement. I work with Reiki, I work with crystals, I take the meds I need to take. It's all good. But this is also helpful for things like phobias and fears, particularly fear of flying. And anytime you want to connect with your angels, particularly Archangel Raphael, this is a lovely stone. Also good for insomnia, but a very potent stone. So we'll bring in some malachite. Red tiger eye is also a stone I'm going to throw in here because it helps with attracting financial abundance in a hurry. So hopefully this will help with getting you that postcard right away. It's also highly protective. This is a stone that, like when it comes to things like bullying, being picked on, being singled out, any of that kind of like, it's hilarious that here, I guess I've never seen the movie Mean Girl, but apparently today is Mean Girls Day. Perfect stone for that. This would help really keep that at bay. So yeah, whether it's spiritual malevolence, whether it's the way people are showing up day to day. It's a great stone to give anybody that faces bullies, whether at school or at work. Red tiger eye. But yeah, helps with calling in financial abundance in a hurry. So all the best, Jen. Definitely keep us posted. And Christina, welcome in. Ah, Chris, you are still up in the mountains. Oh, you went back to the crystal store. You got more peacock ore, prehnite, aquamarine, and selenite. Ooh, yes. Beautiful stones. I love working with prehnite. And so next is for Brooke, letting go of fear. Well, this is a good one. Malachite helps with letting go of fear, but there's other ones too. Overcoming discomfort and bettering communication. Absolutely. So let's see. There's a couple of good ones for overcoming fear in addition to malachite. Let's go ahead and start with for the letting go of fear. Another really good one for letting go of fear is one that we recently started working with, even though it's a crystal I've had since I was a little kid. It's Crazy Lace Agate. This helps bring a ton of courage and confidence and protection, but it's especially good for any kind of phobias or fears. It brings a lot of balance, a lot of physical energy, and it helps with the heart and solar plexus. So your center of self-identity and free will, as well as your center of unconditional love. It also helps with the skin, eyes, and speech, which could help with the communication, but I have another stone for that too. So that is Crazy Lace Agate. We also have Sunstone. This helps to bring a lot of phobia support, fear support, releasing fear, but also standing in the light as your own self. It helps with bringing a lot of career opportunities. It helps you to be seen, be recognized, and it also helps with luck in general too. This is one that we often use when folks are looking for a job too. But it helps to expand our vision of ourselves, who we are and what we can do. It helps us to set higher goals. And it's also wonderful for like marketing yourself if you need to. It's also protective against those that would exploit you around money. So this is Sunstone. But yeah, very helpful with like phobias, fears in general. And for better communication, my favorite stone for communication is sodalite. So sodalite looks very similar to lapis, except that there's no pyrite in it. You won't see any like gold sparkles. So that is sodalite. Sodalite helps with communication broadly, not just speaking, but how we express ourselves artistically and emotionally and spiritually and musically, anything. This is wonderful for helping you say the words you need to say, getting them through, and helps with things like writing as well. and also for things like performing, singing, anything like that. Any way that you communicate and express. Very, very potent stone of the throat chakra. Also helps things like homesickness and helps to ground impulses. Also, if you or anyone that you know, for those of you out there, anyone struggling with coming to terms with issues around aging or menopause or things like that, this is thought to be a really helpful stone. So that's sodalite. So I'll bring that in. Another stone I feel called to bring in is blue lace agate. I think this could help a few of us in a few different ways. Blue lace agate also helps the throat chakra. Excuse me, as I say throat chakra. Blue lace agate helps with everything from like skin allergies to sore throats to congestion. But on an emotional level, this helps us to say things that are really difficult to express. Like it's almost like an emotional tonic to help you say the words that are hard to say. It can also help turn down the intensity on things we have to say but could be hurtful to the other person. It makes it a little bit gentler. It's also thought to be really helpful with things like tension headache, as well as arthritis and fractures. So that is blue lace agate. I'll bring that in and put you back where you were. Ew. Okay, I hope that that helps. And let me know if there's anything else I can do to support you. Okay, definitely will support that, Christina. I'm gonna keep working my way down. Catherine would like to request something for asthma, allergies, writing, safe travels, and patience. Writing, definitely sodalite, but let's also bring in blue tiger eye. This will also help Brooke too. So this is a stone it's great for protection. It's a very protective stone, as all the tiger eyes are, but especially when we start talking about bold expression. Like this is definitely like a facts over feelings, I have to say what needs to be said kind of stone. But it's exceptional for things like writing, public speaking, big communication. It's also a stone that's very connected to teachers. This is also a stone of calm. It eases stress, and it helps you to relax and be firm in what you need to communicate and bring through. It helps too with protection of those who are telling the truth when that's inconvenient or when people don't want to hear it. So it's like a whistleblower protection type stone. Also helps with, like we said, speaking your truth and definitely writing. So that is blue tiger eye. Let's put these around. It's such a beautiful stone too. I do often hear this referred to as hawkeye too. Hawkeye can be blue tiger's eye, or it can be golden tiger eye that includes some blue. I've heard that both ways. And allergies, asthma, definitely allergies, blue lace agate, absolutely rhodonite, and green aventurine. Those are my big three when I deal with allergies, but let's see what else it can bring up. There we go. Let's bring in some green kyanite too. This can help with things like asthma. And so I don't think it's gonna, I think it's probably a good addition to the good allergy stones that we have there, and definitely helpful for your asthma. This also helps the chest, throat, lungs, and heart, the whole cardiopulmonary system. It's a great balance for spiritual and like your everyday life. So if you feel like your mundane life and your spiritual side are really far apart and you want to unify them a bit, green kyanite can help with that. Also helps with gaining wisdom through your intuition, as well as connecting to plants and the spirits of nature. So that is green kyanite. Let's go ahead and find some beautiful space for this one. Yeah, let's put it right behind aventurine, which also is very connected with allergies. There we go. Green kyanite. And safe travels, definitely carnelian, or sorry, not carnelian helps with that. Moonstone helps with that. But let's also bring in some tourmalinated quartz. This can be really helpful for that. Let's bring in a whole bunch, actually. So tourmalinated quartz is anytime black tourmaline goes through quartz, whether it's clear quartz or green, which I also have. Black tourmaline is a very protective stone. It helps to repel negative energy. And when it's going through quartz, it helps break up really old, stuck energy, particularly emotional energy. Think of it as like breaking up emotional scar tissue, though it is also thought of as helpful for scar tissue in the body and on the body. Helpful for things like protection and travel for sure. This is another stone of helping with finding other streams of revenue or a new job. So if you're looking for a gig, a side hustle, another way to have a passive income or a new job, this can be really helpful. And wonderful for breaking up old emotional trauma that's really stuck, including stuff from childhood that you just can't quite get into. Fortune, luck, all of those good things. So let's go ahead and bring these in. We'll bring in a whole bunch. Because why not? There we go. That feels really nice, especially with the rutilated right near it. Oh, that's so powerful. Love it. And patience, let's bring in dumortierite. This is great for patience. Also wonderful for anger and frustration. Really good for those difficult emotions that are just so hard to like release in any way that's not destructive. It's good for like really chaotic Uranus type energy. Also helps tidiness if anyone's setting any intentions around that, but also wonderful for healing ligaments, tendons, and thought to help nervous dogs as well as standing up for yourself. So this can also help with the solar plexus too. So let's see, how do we want to bring this one in? Let's see if we can bring in a couple more pieces. Let's actually do one big piece instead of two little pieces. Let's put a big piece right here. Cool. And what the heck, we'll make this work. We will use two pieces. Cool. So that's dumortierite. So all the best to you, Catherine. I hope that things are getting better for you. Gail, letting go of fear, that's definitely on tap tonight for sure. Catherine, it was 86 degrees in northern Michigan today and your asthma and allergies can't handle it. We've had about 50% color in the trees, so the mold is ridiculous. That always gets me the worst, is when the molds start kicking in. We haven't had like the fallen leaves and the rain here yet. I've been finding this year the nasal spray allergies medicines are working better for me. Suddenly Zyrtec started making me feel like I was high as, like, not so much high as a kite, but the next day I just felt like it was almost like Valium without the high. It was like I just didn't care about anything. I just felt blank inside. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I tried the nasal spray one and it helped, and I have really bad allergic asthma, so keep me posted. I'm so sorry to hear that it's not going great for you allergy and asthma wise. I definitely feel your pain. Oh. Let's see. So for back to Gail for letting go of fear. So we did all of our letting go of fear stones. So definitely malachite, Orange sunstone. What else should we do letting go of fear? Having a total like brain melt right now. And for strength, yes. Oh, there are some other ones though that are good for letting go of fear. Also, picture jasper, I didn't mention. That can help with letting go of fear, fear of the unknown. Let's see. Let's bring in some black onyx. This is another one that's excellent for fear. So this can really take fear and kind of ground it. It's also wonderful for self-doubt and getting a lot of your self-esteem back. Helps too for anxiety in general, and it's wonderful for protection. This has been a really popular stone throughout history, but especially in the Victorian era, it was really celebrated because it was aligned with grief. It's the color black, and that was very Victorian. Also a really helpful stone for connecting with our ancestors, as well as just as I said, grief, but like even if it's really old, deep grief, or if it's really acute grief. But yeah, this helps to ground a lot of fear. So let's go ahead and bring that in behind that green onyx. So we've got black onyx and green onyx together. So I hope that that helps, Gail. Lots of love to you. Christina, anything for preserving energy will be great. You've been feeling sleepy no matter what you do. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's do definitely bumblebee jasper is helpful, as is rutilated quartz. For physical energy, those are the two big ones I often use. Let's also bring in polychrome jasper. This also, it brings in a lot of wanting to get moving, like physical movement, and it helps to support that. It helps to reignite our passions in life. It's very motivating, and it helps to break up indifference. So this will give you, if not so much on the physical side energy, it'll definitely help the emotional side with kind of encouraging you to be able to move a little bit more. Also helps with the Earth Star chakra, and that's an energy center beneath our root chakra. That is connected to enacting our soul's purpose, all the things that we do that are in connection with our soul's purpose that we have to actually get up and do. But it also is connected with physical movement, joint health, especially in the extremities. So let's go ahead and bring this in. Put one here, and we'll put one here. And let me see what else I can think of for energy. Let's bring in another piece of rutilated quartz. So this is a rutilated quartz point. And rutilated quartz, as I mentioned earlier, it helps with mental focus and clarity, with directing energy to go to where it's most helpful in the body, and also just bringing up energy stores in the body when you feel really depleted and just like low energy in general. So we have some there. Let's bring in a little bit more, and I'll put it right next to our bumblebee jasper. But all the best to you. I hope you're feeling better. You're welcome, Christina. Yeah, I know there's a couple of different brands. I don't know, like, I got a generic one from Aldi because I'm like, I don't know if I'll like it. And it's like expensive. It's like 20 some dollars, but at Aldi it was less than 10. And I'm like, ooh, this is nice. I would absolutely shell out for the real stuff now. But yeah, I found it at Aldi and it was not expensive. So yeah, I hope whatever you use can be helpful. If you have an herbalist near you, look into, because definitely work with an herbalist. I'm not an herbalist. I'll experiment with me. I would never experiment with someone else. And I won't even experiment with a lot of the herbs because they have very different impacts on different bodies. Definitely work with somebody who knows their stuff. And I can possibly recommend somebody out around Philly if you are interested in that. But anyone who can help you with fresh nettle tincture has to be made with fresh nettle, not dried. That helped me a lot. Like my allergies, I did that for a year, and my allergies have never been anywhere near as bad ever again. And I did that over 10 years ago. And that's fresh nettle tincture. Nettle is in the spinach family. And tinctures are usually made with alcohols, but sometimes with glycerin. But let me know. You can reach out to me through the email on the website, Danielle at learnreikiphiladelphia.com is my email too. And I can try to connect you with an herbalist that can really help you with that. And I can't stress it enough. Really work with an herbalist if you're going to work with like herbs on a tincture level, because they're very concentrated. But yeah, if you have one near you, that's even better. But all the best to you. So let's see what else we got. Let's also go up to Chris's other requests. Pyrite, ruby, emerald will definitely help the asthma too. Pyrite, ruby, emerald, rhodochrosite, lapis, blue apatite, and we'll pick an obsidian. So let's start with blue apatite. This can also help with any kind of food related issues, whether it's your relationship with food, or if you are looking to change up your diet, or if you're looking to lose weight, gain weight, whatever the case may be, blue apatite can be very helpful with that. Yes, it's hilarious. It's also called apatite, given that. This is also wonderful for discovering your soul's purpose and for having the courage to act upon it. Also wonderfully strengthening for the auric field, your energy field around your body. If you're somebody who tends to take on the energy of others and find it difficult to separate yourself from that, blue apatite can be really helpful. Also wonderful for, in general, bringing about like harmony and peace. And I don't know anyone that can't use a little bit more of that. So let's see, where shall we place you? Let's put you here. And we'll put this extra piece right here in the middle. And rhodochrosite helps with mother-baby bonding, and especially with any kind of wounds around parental mother nurturing, that kind of thing. Also really helpful for connection with your ancestors, for stress headaches. It's another asthma stone, and it can help with telepathy too. Also heart and circulation. So that is rhodochrosite. Lapis helps with honesty, integrity, and with, as my friend Jane would say, the talk-to-do ratio. Basically owning up to your commitments, personal responsibility, and also another stone of good, open, honest communication. So that's definitely a theme tonight too. This can also help with pain and inflammation in a big way, as well as vertigo and hearing loss, and it has a big connection to career improvement as well. So that's lapis lazuli, and you can see how it's somewhat different than lapis, but looks kind of close, right? Right. Okay. Emerald is very helpful for the lungs, things like asthma. So this will be helpful for you, Catherine. It'll also be helpful for anyone that feels like it's hard to find their passions in work and life, almost like feeling apathetic lately. This can also help with healing skin and tissue, and with finding more confidence in our appearance, especially if it's something that has been a sore spot for us, like something that we've been picked on about or we were teased about. This can be really helpful. Pyrite is another abundance stone. It's fool's gold, and we like to think it calls in the real stuff. So also helps the body to make the most of the energy in a Reiki session, as well as support for the lungs, as well as fever, and for memory. So the brain in general, but specifically memory. It's also one that is often recommended for folks that are going through radiation treatments. It's thought to help with the side effects of those treatments. Ruby helps with the courage to be yourself, as well as themes around leadership and management, whether you're leading yourself or you're leading a team or a group. This also helps fibromyalgia and helps to bring about love and fertility. And it's beautiful. It's also, we're kind of putting it close to sapphire, and sapphire is it's somewhat related to ruby. They're both corundum, and they are a 9 on the hardness scale, where diamond is a 10. So they have a lot of connection. Let's also bring in mahogany obsidian. This helps with releasing perfectionism. If you're somebody who struggles with like a done something, is it better than a perfect nothing? I struggle with that. This can be really helpful in balancing. It also helps to let go of anger, as well as a need for approval. It's wonderful for pain in the teeth and gums and healing skin, as well as carpal tunnel, and helpful for vitality and strength. Wonderful for kind of meeting goals and getting them done rather than stressing about, is it good enough? So that's mahogany obsidian. So let's put one here and one here. And I know that most tinctures are grain alcohol, or you can do an elixir, which is brandy and honey. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a good skilled herbalist too can make them out of glycerin, which would be alcohol free. So, but yeah, it's, again, definitely work with an herbalist. I wouldn't necessarily, like, there's a reason I didn't sell tinctures when I had my physical shop. I didn't have the expertise. But there are places that I can recommend that do if you don't know of one. Let's see. Let's also get a couple for Chris and Key before we hop in, because I know that Chris is doing her group. So let's do some aquamarine, some dragon's blood, and some septarian. Septarian, I'll also say that I could use this tonight too. This helps with muscle pain, muscle spasms, and also with healing skin wounds and things. Definitely the muscle pain and spasms on my end. This also helps emotional work, like deep emotional work. Anytime that you're working on like deep things that you kind of need to get into your vulnerability in order to access and do the deeper healing, Septarian can be really supportive there. It also helps with supporting your center of self-identity, your solar plexus, which definitely seems to be a theme tonight. and understanding the underlying causes, thoughts, beliefs of different habits and patterns. So we'll go ahead and bring in Sectarian, which also goes by Dragon's Egg sometimes, not to be confused with Dragon's Blood or Dragonstone, which is this beauty right here. So this one, which is made of epidote and pymonite together, this is thought really helpful for, on the physical level, skin, hair, nails, the thyroid, the nervous system, and even in some cases the immune system. But on a physical level, it helps with moving past grief and loss, especially if you fall into a pit of self-pity about that. It brings in a lot of optimism, happiness, and wisdom, and it can be really supportive. Also, for Catherine, for your request around patience, this is a little bit different. This is patience with oneself as well as learning from our mistakes. Yeah, so let's bring this in. So that is Dragon's Blood or Dragon's Stone. You may hear it either way. Let's bring that here. Yep. And I see a Gertie cat. Hey baby, what's happening? And Aquamarine. This one can help with this is another justice stone. It also helps with forgiveness as well as deflecting immature, petty kind of behaviors. Anybody who would take out their feelings on someone else who can't help but deal with it. So we often joke that this is the anti-Karen stone. It helps also with all the fluids in the body too, Aquamarine. So we will bring this in. Let's see, where shall we place you? Let's put some of you here. And let's put a piece right there. Awesome, so that is Aquamarine. Yeah, Attic Apothecary, she's still around under a different name. Transcending Roots changed their name, but if you Google Transcending Roots, you'll get the collective. It's in the same spot. Hey, you want to come up? You want to come up? Oh, oh. Oh, it's all Gertie. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're such a good girl. You've been a good sleeper all day. Here we go, little butt. What a good girl. Patiently waiting for me. So I think we're good to get into the healing. But yeah, Transcending Roots, the people who did that are awesome. Also, Honey Rose Botanicals. Philly-based but recently moved, grows a lot of her own herbs, makes her own handmade soaps that are amazing. Yeah, we've got an embarrassment of riches when it comes to amazing healers in Philly. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I know you do more of the energetic variety. But I'm glad to know that you do those too. Thank you for the reminder. And yeah, so let's go ahead and let's get into the Reiki. Also, before we transition into the Reiki, I am working on that membership that I was mentioning, maybe like a Patreon or something. And I do want to do some workshops for you all here on YouTube throughout the holiday season on making some of your own magical gifts, because I think that would just be lovely. So I'm working on them. They're in the works. We're going to have some fun with it. Definitely some fun DIY holiday gifts that you can also just make for yourself because they're lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and do the thing that I normally do and explain what Reiki is, a little of how it works, how to make the most of your session. And while I'm doing that, you can help to lift the energy of the space that we are all in and sharing, as well as the space you are in, really simply. If you haven't already, go ahead, click that live chat button and head on into the chat and share anything that you are grateful for. Anything at all. If you're already cozy or if you're watching this on the replay, just go ahead, take a deep breath in and out and just think of the things that you're grateful for. It will shift the energy really quick. And if you haven't already hit that like button, please consider doing so. It super helps the algorithm and all of its omnipotence, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm going to quickly explain the Reiki, and then we will get into the session. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. Thank you for spending some of your time here on my channel with me. If you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification trainings, if you want to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, or if you want to shop my Reiki charged crystals, go ahead over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com, which is linked in the description, and you can learn all about it there. Also in the description are all of my social media and a link to my email list if you are interested in that. So what is Reiki? Well, the term Reiki has in the West become more of like a catch-all term for energy healing, but specifically I work with what's known as Usui Reiki. And this particular method comes from Mikao Usui, who founded it in the early 1920s in Japan, at a time in Japan's history that was particularly difficult. You could not teach anything that even kind of looked like religion unless it was the state religion. So this was a deeply spiritual practice, yet completely secular. And I feel like that's a big part of why we love it so much in the West. The energy, like the definition of what the energy is best defined by looking at Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everyone and everything has a soul, and everyone and everything are interconnected and interlinked. And that this spiritually guided life energy, which is what Reiki actually translates to, is flowing from spirit, as you would define it in this case, through everyone and to everyone. It's what helps us to be animated and be beings beyond just a lump of cells. It's what animates us spiritually. So this energy, it's thought to be flowing through you right now, whether or not you're aware of it. And essentially our body, mind, and spirit are working with this energy all the time to come to the greatest sense of balance and healing that we can moment to moment. Essentially what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques to connect to that energy that's already connecting all of us and direct more of it to you, where your body, mind, and spirit can make even better use of it to support your greater healing good and any intentions that you have for the universe. If you haven't said any intentions out loud, you can always at any point just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about it, and the universe will hear it. As I connect to that energy and send it to you, in the session, the session will last 25 minutes, during which time the lights will be turned down. You'll notice that they move slowly and gently from one color to the next. At no point will they flash or strobe, and I'll turn the music up. If you'd like to learn more about our musical creator, she's linked at the bottom of the description, and she has a beautiful website and YouTube channel where you can hear more of her incredible music. During the session, you may feel in your physical body some shifts and sensations. Emotionally, you may feel some feelings come up, either to rise up or be released. Mentally, you may get an opportunity to kind of sort some things through or hear your subconscious. Spiritually, you may get some clarity or deep intuition. And you may also just have a really lovely healing nap, and isn't that amazing too? During the session, you don't have to do anything. I generally suggest that you find a place that you're physically comfortable, either to sit up or lay down. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. However you are, wherever you are, you're in a perfect place to go ahead and receive this Reiki. If you feel like you don't want to sit still, that's totally fine too. Go ahead and journal, stretch, move, get a cup of tea, whatever feels right to you. And at any time that you feel like you want to reconnect to the Reiki, if you get distracted, or if you feel like you want to go a little deeper into your session, simply take a deep breath in and out at your own pace. At the end of the session, you'll hear my voice come in, welcoming you back. I'll encourage you to open your eyes, take a few deep breaths, wiggle your fingers and toes, and then I will be able to re-engage with chat, where I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have, or hear any experiences that you feel inclined to share. If you are watching this in the future, know that Reiki energy isn't limited to the constructs and the rules of our particular predicament on this plane, I guess you would say. Humans can only be in one place at one time. That's not the case for the Reiki. So whenever you're watching this and wherever you're watching this healing energy is there for you. All you need to do is just sort of hang out and be open to it, and it'll be there. So also, if you happen to be here live, which, by the way, I'm live 5 times a week, same days, same times, every week. You can see them listed in the description, or you can subscribe with your notifications on. Hopefully, YouTube will notify you and let you know on occasion, because that's kind of a thing. But you can also go ahead and, if you find that I'm not live and you do need some Reiki, go ahead and find the past healing live streams. Just pick any from that lovely list and go ahead and enjoy whenever it works for you. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to share this energy with all of you. I'm celebrating 15 years since I started teaching Usui Reiki, and I'm absolutely adoring it. The next Reiki Level 1 class is coming up in just a couple of weeks, but I teach a Reiki 1 and a Reiki 2 every month, and I teach Reiki Mastery about 4 times a year, all live online. So thank you again for being here, and let's go ahead and get comfy. Ooh, pretty. Y'all did a good job. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, this is so pretty. Let's bring these all in a little bit more. Yeah, good job. Nice. Hey, Paul, lots of love to you. Catherine, you are grateful for this group and pumpkin muffins. I love it. I absolutely love it. I had a friend over on Monday, because we both have Mondays off, and I made cinnamon roll bread. I have gluten intolerance, and it was so good. It was so good. Cinnamon roll bread. It tasted like real bread. Haven't had that in a while. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, get ready to... Oh, you're thankful for your dog Rocco's complete recovery from surgery 2 months later, and he's back to mischief. Oh, yay! Good day, Rocco. Aw, what a good boy. They're all good boys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to start sending the Reiki. Y'all enjoy, and I will see you in about 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to the space that you're in. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can come back. Thank you so much for being here with me. It's an honor and a privilege always to share this energy with you. Gertie agrees. Let's see if I can hang on one sec. Just a couple of Gertie kisses to bring you back. Oh, what a good little baby. Yes, a good girl. Yes, a good girl. Yes, a good girl. Thank you, Catherine, and same to you. You're so welcome, Jennifer. Feels so nice out just to have the window open. Yeah. The astrology of this month is chaotic ups and downs, but that's like on a global scale, and I don't think any of us are surprised. We've been paying attention. I'll be here, and the TLDR of the astrology is really just keep weeding your proverbial garden, letting go of what no longer serves and going in the direction of what does. Thank you, Patty. Lots of love to you too. Thank you everyone who was here. Thank you for all the likes also. I really appreciate all of you so much. You're so welcome, Joanna. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday at 4 p.m., Friday at 4 and 8 p.m., and Sunday at 8 p.m., all those times East Coast US. Oh, there's a cute cuddly baby on my lap. So I'm going to go ahead and thank you all so much for being here. Remember to subscribe and all that good YouTuber stuff, but most importantly, I'm just so grateful y'all are here, so kind to each other and so kind to me. Oh, thank you, T. I hope you have a wonderful finish to the week as well. Take care. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to bring the stream to a close here with an abundance of gratitude and cat hair. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your evening. As always, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments or you can reach out to me through my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com. So I hope to see you all again soon. Take care and bye for now.